Hello, everybody. I am so excited that you came to draw with me, either live in person or on the replay. This is Zentangle Explore, and I am Esther Piszczek. And this is a class where we draw one Zentangle pattern really, really slow. So all you need is a pen. This is a 0.1 micron, but if you even have a ballpoint, that is just fine. And then several pieces of paper. This is watercolor paper that you can hold in the palm of your hand. Any shape will be fine. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started. We always start with a brief meditation so that we can center ourselves and get really calm in our bodies so we can draw nice slow lines. So you can close your eyes if you'd like. I'm going to close mine. Nice and comfortable in your seat, wherever you're located in the world. And just find your breath. Hello, breath. Welcome to this day. Perhaps you're inhaling. Perhaps you're exhaling. Perhaps you're noticing a little stop between the inhale and the exhale. And again, between the exhale and the inhale. Whatever your breath is doing, just allow it to continue doing exactly what it's doing, and just notice with gentle awareness. Say, that's interesting. My breath is doing something new today. And as you continue to follow that cycle with your attention, perhaps begin to notice where you can feel your breath in your body. Maybe it's in your chest or your belly. Gentle rise and a falling as you inhale and exhale. Perhaps there's a little coolness at the edge of your nostrils as the air enters, or even a warmth as it leaves. You might be able to feel it in the back of your throat. It's possible you'll feel an expansion in your belly, in your back or your ribs. Maybe you can feel your clothing against your skin as your body gently moves. Allow any sounds in your environment or mind to just be points of notice. Allow them to fade away on an exhale, knowing they are temporary. One of the constants in life is our beautiful cyclical breath, always here inviting us into its health-giving cycle. Inhale, little stop. Exhale, little stop. Circling around and around and around, inviting us to become present, to relax our body and our mind, and even our breath, and to notice. you'd like to, you can take a big inhale with me. All together. Nice big inhale. And a nice sighing exhale. Ooh. Nice big inhale together. And a nice sighing exhale. One last inhale together. And a nice sighing exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Know that whatever you create on the page or in your life today will be perfect just as it is. Welcome back. I am an active family member, Miss Misha, who sometimes likes to join class. All right. Thank you for doing that with me. It's really helpful. Slow down and breathe before drawing. All right. I'm going to change my camera. We will draw. All right. I have a couple of pieces of paper here. This is watercolor paper so that I can add watercolor or marker or whatever else afterwards to my drawing if I so choose. And then I have a couple of pens. I have a 01 Micron. I have a Sharpie. Even if you just have a plain old ballpoint, that will be just fine. And if you have a colored pen, that's fine too. Whatever you want to draw with will be just fine. All right, so let's begin. Let's begin. This is a little bit, has a couple of steps more than what we usually draw in this class, but I'm really excited about exploring it and hope that you will enjoy it as well. So we're going to start with a really slow line. And I'm going to move right across my page. It's a straight line, but it does not need to be a vertical line. Line is going to curve and do its thing here. Whatever line you draw will be absolutely perfect, even if it has a wiggle in it. Actually, mine's not straight at all, and that's just perfect. This is a band tangle. I'm going to start off with a little railroad track, so a little baby aura line here. An aura line is just a line that mimics what came before. We're just going to continue to breathe. Notice our breath as we breathe out this line with our pen. So we're just starting very simply with a nice little edge. And you can draw your second line. This is a band tangle, so we'll be drawing a line down here from this perspective. Or if you want to draw in the same direction you just drew, you can turn your page over. And this is up to you. Actually, you can turn your pages over. I'm not going to now that I did that. I'm going to draw below here. You can also turn your page vertically. You can turn your page however you like, whatever works best for you. I'm going to make this a nice big space because we're just learning this tangle. And as I said, there are a couple of pieces to it. I'm really excited to explore it with you. Super slow lines. I'm going to add that little railroad track, just a tiny little aura line to the edge. Whatever we draw is absolutely perfect because this is a class of exploration. We draw one tangle and then we explore it. See what we can do with it. Just for fun. Name of this tangle is Qurtuba, Qurdoba by Aida Rico, who's a certified Zentangle teacher. And what we're going to do in the middle here is I'm going to start, you might want to watch me for a moment. I'm going to start right at the bottom at the edge, just because it's an easy place to start. You could start anywhere. Draw a hill, top of the hill, bottom of the hill, and a little valley. Top of the hill, and the hill. Really slowly. It's just an undulating line that touches each side, going up and going down, going up and going down. Now I'm originally going to teach this how it was created, and then we will explore it. So on the right side, I'm going to start here because you can see the full pattern here. On the right side, on this down side, I'm just going to begin on this line, cut off the corner, come around, and I've got a wiggle in my line. And that is just perfect, as I said. So we'll draw this next one here on this bottom hill. We would start on this hill. I can't see my edge here, and that's okay. It's a partial. So I want to look at this and say, well, what's happening here? If I cut off this much, what's happening? And it looks like I'd be right here with this line. So I'm going to allow this line to just curve right in here. And I can bring mine more into the middle if I want to. Just add that nice little curve on the bottom right-hand side. What I love about drawing tangles like this is because they look like they have to be this way, and we're going to explore it and find out that it does not have to be looking just like this. So then in this upper section here, this little valley, this bowl, we're going to, again, start on this line and come up on the upper right-hand side. And add a swirl. And we have another one of those over here. Let's start on this line, cut off the corner, I'll loop around. I'm not going to see it there, but I'm going to pretend. I'm going to pretend what's happening over here and watch until it comes back onto the page. So the next thing that happens is we would black in these little triangles here, here, and here, and here. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to do the next part of this, which is, I'm going to turn my tile here. The next part of this is to draw these little leaves or petals. They can be as big as you want or as small as you want. Remember that we're drawing slowly. So slowly. And then right between the swirl and this last petal, put an orb. And this little baby space can be colored in black. And then we get little stems inside our petals. This is way more complicated than we usually draw in this class, but I said, it's going to be very exciting to explore it once we get all the pieces. Those of you who have been drawing with me for a long time will do just fine with it. As will those who are brand new, because we're drawing really slowly. So again, on this upper one, we're just going to start with this petal, big petal on the outside. And slowly, just slow myself down on these continuous lines. I love drawing them. It's like handwriting, but without the brain part of figuring out how to spell and what the letters should look like. Then on these triangles, you can fill them however you'd like, because I don't want to fill in full black right now. I'm just going to put in some really slow little aura lines here to this curve. Because it's an exploration class, I can do whatever I want. This is what's calling to me right now. So you can do this if you'd like, or you can add something completely different. Just little aura lines. Filling that space, adding texture. We'll see just a few more over here. So now is a fun part of exploring. You know what the pattern is, and now you can do what you like with it. So what are the elements of this pattern? We have the two railroad tracks. Right now they're straightish, but they don't need to be. Right now they kind of end and begin around the same width. They don't have to. They could be narrow on one end and thick on the other. The railroad tracks could be wide instead of narrow. We have this undulating line. It could squiggle, it could wiggle, it could become more mountain-like with peaks that are pointed and valleys that are pointed. We have this nice little swirl that comes off the right-hand side of each one of these mountains and valleys. What if it didn't? What if they all came off of the left-hand side? What if they came around this corner and this corner in this direction, the right and the left? What if instead of a swirl, it was more of a jagged shape? What if these petals were something completely different? What if the orb was a different shape, maybe a triangle? However you'd like to explore it is up to you. I'm going to explore another page because I want you to be able to see what I'm drawing, but you can continue to draw on the page you're drawing on if you like. You can crisscross your Qurtubas. But whatever you do it nice and slowly. Whatever thought is in your head about, I wonder what would happen if I did this. That is the thought that you can follow and answer your own question with your black pen, or your purple pen, or your pink highlighter, or your red crayon, or your paintbrush. Whatever it is you're using to draw. Sometimes it's fun to take a pattern and just play with changing one element. Here I changed the width side, my band. Of course, I also have some spots in here that didn't quite make it. So I've changed more than one thing. And that just organically happened, those little spaces. And I just allowed them to be. And play with the size of my swirl, the end of the swirl, shape of it. But if you only changed one thing every time you drew it, you could explore this pattern for quite a while. Because there are so many elements, changing only one thing would take you a bit of time, perhaps a week, drawing every day. We're actually in Inktober as I record this video, which is an opportunity for people all over the world to draw every single day. You are drawing today. And I am so glad that you are drawing with me. Really slow lines. Slow lines are an opportunity to relax your hand, relax the grip on your pen. You're feeling a grip. And on these partials, you're just making up what you think would be there. I think that that's what would be there. Because I'm the one drawing, I get to say. My pen, my lines, my rules, my exploration. Whenever you do something that's unexpected, an opportunity to, well, really, it's an opportunity for two things. It's an opportunity to get really upset, to ruin your beautiful drawing experience, to say nasty things about your abilities. I don't recommend any of that. Or it's your ability to say, huh, that's interesting. I wonder where that came from. Maybe that's an opportunity to explore something new that I wouldn't have thought of, but for that little interesting new thing that appeared out of nowhere. Maybe I should try more. Really slowly. Just breathing and exploring, allowing whatever lines that are showing up on your page to be exactly as they are. Beautiful lines made by your hand, never to be made again in just this way. That is something to celebrate. And you can always add creative black or another color, any of these tangles. And when you do that kind of intuitively, exactly wherever you want to, it's also an exploration. Maybe the railroad track wants to get colored in on either side. Maybe the little orb between the petals and the swirl wants to be colored in black. Maybe the undulating line in the center of the band tangle wants to have some character. I think I'm going to explore that next. Maybe the width of this wants to be different. This undulating line. Say, what would happen if I shorten this, if I lengthen that, if I make that wider, if I make this fatter? What would happen? You have a black pen or any color pen, and you can find out really slowly. That's what about this class is though, because we're all exploring our own little variations. Everybody's tiles come out really differently. Super inspiring to see what other people draw. It's one of the things I love about teaching. No matter how many times I've taught the same pattern in beginning class over and over, there's always somebody who's doing something new I've never seen. Hundreds of students. Always someone does something new, a little bit different. Teaching me how to look at familiar pattern in a new way. So I love drawing like this because it really allows you to understand the essence of the tangle that you're drawing, because you're looking at every element individually instead of collectively. And this element does this. Do I want to do that? No, maybe I do. Maybe I don't. It's up for me to decide. Really slowly. Not a one to follow a recipe and cooking and baking. I always want to modify it, change it, explore it. Usually the first time I'm making something, I'll mess with the recipe. And when it doesn't, this is in the past, it didn't come out properly, I would get all upset. My husband finally said one day, this had happened for the umpteenth time. It's an experiment. It's already a success just because you tried something new. And that's the same way with your drawing. Experiment every time you try something new. These forward expectations of what it should look like, what it needs to look like. It's just limiting your creativity, limiting your ability to see things in a new way, and bringing on frustration and judgment. None of those are pleasing things to feel or think. And if you get to choose what you're thinking, then why not choose something happy and fabulous like, wow, it was brilliant. What an amazing discovery. I want to do more. Because why not? You're the one deciding. Nobody gets to choose but you. simple, slow line at a time. I often think if I draw slowly that I won't actually get anywhere. It'll take too long. I realize when I actually slow down, what happens is it's somewhere even better because I'm paying attention to the process of drawing. I'm paying attention to what I like and what I want to do differently. And I enjoy the process so much better. I realize that slowing down is actually the answer to feeling satisfied, to being present, to learning new things about myself, my pen, my process. It just makes everything better. And I can remember to slow down and breathe, to friend the page, know that my pen is here for me to help me create whatever I want to create in any moment. And I get to do that really slowly. No rush, lots of time. My breath is my companion. Very slow lines drawn by you. Creating something unique and beautiful just because you can. Here are my creations. Certain they look absolutely nothing like yours, and that is so exciting. So exciting. I'm so glad you came to draw with me. I have more videos on my YouTube channel. You can find them under the Zentangle Explore playlist. If you would like to donate to this class, I would appreciate it. You can do so at paypal.me/eternal possibility. And I hope that no matter what you're doing, no matter how you're creating, that you are finding joy. Have a nice day.